We're just under 2 months away now from legal cannabis in this country, and Ottawa has just given its stamp of approval to a new roadside test for pot. Megan Roberts is on the story. This was one of the big stumbling blocks. What exactly would be the mechanism to determine levels of intoxication? Megan, what do we know?
Well, it seems like this test, Heather, could be a solution. It's a saliva test. It's called the Draeger Drug Test 5000, and it could be the first saliva testing machine to be used by police in Canada. You can see some footage there from the company about exactly how it works. You would get a saliva swab that would then be put into the machine, and that could determine whether or not you have THC in your system. THC, of course, being the main psychoactive ingredient in cannabis. This is all, of course, leading up to the preparations done by Canada ahead of the legalization of cannabis on October the 17th. And so now the Justice Minister has given the go-ahead for these machines to be used. That means that they'll be made available to police, but they're not mandatory. Police forces can still decide which machines they may want to use and how they may want to try to determine whether or not somebody has cannabis in their system when they are driving. Now, there are some concerns about the accuracy of those machines. There was a study published in May involving the Norwegian police. They took part in this study to determine how this machine stacks up against blood tests. There were 300 plus Norwegian drivers that were tested for impairment. For cannabis, 14.5% of these tests had false positives and 13.4% had false negatives. So they didn't detect THC in the system even when it was there. There's another more specifically Canadian concern as well, and that is the operating temperature. These machines are supposed to be operating in 4 degrees to 40 degrees Celsius, but we really need to take that down to -40 in some areas for these to be effective. So there are a few concerns, and now we know they're approved for use, and the police forces can decide whether or not they want to use them, Heather.
Megan, thank you very much.